Breaking news from Iraq, this could change everything. I'm Bobby King, and today we're diving deep into a massive oil move that could shake global markets and even drop gas prices right here in the US. Stay tuned till the end. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and share this video to support the channel. Your support keeps this community strong and informed. For years, whispers have echoed through oil markets and political backrooms, whispers of a deal so significant it could reshape global energy dynamics and send shockwaves through US gas prices. Now, after years of speculation and stalled negotiations, that long-rumored plan is finally being set into motion. From the oil-rich fields of northern Iraq to the gas stations of Middle America, the effects of this moment will be felt by everyone, from Wall Street analysts to everyday commuters filling up their tanks. Because for the first time in decades, Iraqi oil, cheap, abundant, and politically complicated, is poised to flood US markets, and it could drastically drop prices at the pump. A plan years in the making. The idea isn't new. For nearly a decade, talk of a unified oil export plan between Iraq's central government in Baghdad, the semi-autonomous Kurdistan region, and international oil companies has lingered in energy circles. The concept was simple on paper but politically explosive in reality. Merge the separate export routes and production quotas of Iraq and Kurdistan, stabilize output, and use that combined strength to strike lucrative global deals. But the political infighting between Baghdad and Erbil, Kurdistan's capital, always stood in the way. Neither side wanted to compromise on control, profits, or pride. Meanwhile, international oil companies, from the US, Europe, and beyond, waited on the sidelines, frustrated by uncertainty but ready to pounce the moment an agreement was signed. Now, that wait is over. In what insiders are calling a tripartite breakthrough, Baghdad, the Kurdistan regional government, and a coalition of oil companies have finally reached an operational agreement. And the ripple effects could soon hit the US like a tidal wave. The tripartite agreement, why it matters. Here's what's truly monumental about this deal. It effectively unlocks one of the last major untapped onshore oil regions in the world, combining the infrastructure and exports of both Kurdistan and federal Iraq. Kurdistan's oil has long been coveted for its light, easily refined quality, ideal for gasoline production. Baghdad's fields, meanwhile, offer sheer scale and volume. Together, they form a powerhouse capable of rivaling some OPEC giants. But what's more intriguing, and geopolitically bold, is where some of this oil is now set to go. Sources close to the deal suggest that a portion of this newly credited oil supply has already been earmarked for US markets. The shipments won't just be symbolic. If projections hold true, they could significantly undercut current import costs, directly translating into lower gas prices across America. That's right. The same oil once locked behind political stalemates and regional disputes could soon be the reason you pay less at the pump. Why now? The perfect storm of timing. So why is this happening now? 3 reasons. First, global demand is in flux. With slowing economies in parts of Asia and tighter monetary policy in the US, major oil producers have been forced to rethink output strategies. Iraq sees an opening, a chance to fill market gaps while maintaining influence. Second, US refineries are hungry for diversification. After years of volatility in supply chains and OPEC plus production cuts, American buyers are seeking more stable and affordable crude sources. Iraq's newly unified supply fits that bill perfectly. And third, domestic pressure. US political leaders know that energy prices drive public opinion. A fresh flow of cheaper Iraqi oil offers an irresistible opportunity: lower gas prices without triggering domestic drilling controversies. In short, the stars finally aligned. A jolt to the global market. Analysts predict that the influx of Iraqi oil could initially send shockwaves through global markets, especially if exports ramp up faster than expected. Benchmark prices like Brent and WTI could see downward pressure, potentially knocking several dollars off per barrel. While that sounds great for consumers, it's a mixed blessing for producers and traders. Lower prices could squeeze profits for US shale companies, complicate OPEC plus balancing acts, and redraw the geopolitical chessboard of oil alliances. Still, for millions of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, this could be the break they've been waiting for. Imagine paying under $3 a gallon again, a figure that just months ago felt like wishful thinking. Repercussions beyond the pump. But make no mistake, this isn't just an economic story. It's a geopolitical one. The unification of Iraq's oil strategy under a shared export framework marks a dramatic shift in the nation's internal power structure. For years, Baghdad and Erbil's oil disputes have threatened Iraq's political stability. This agreement signals not just cooperation, but a potential rebirth, and Iraq positioning itself as a reliable global supplier instead of a fractured producer. And for the US, the implications stretch beyond cheaper gasoline. This development deepens America's strategic footprint in Iraq at a time when regional influence is fiercely contested by China and Russia. The message is clear. The US is not leaving the energy game in the Middle East, it's re-entering it with new leverage. The beginning of a new oil era? Of course, optimism must be tempered with realism. Implementation remains the biggest hurdle. Infrastructure upgrades, payment disputes, and local unrest could still derail timelines. But even with those risks, the momentum is undeniable. For the first time in years, Iraq is speaking with one oil voice, and that voice is echoing all the way to the American heartland. So, the next time you fill up your car and notice the numbers ticking a little slower on the pump, remember, somewhere halfway across the world, in the rugged hills of Kurdistan and the dusty fields of southern Iraq, the oil that made it possible is finally flowing. And it's not just fuel. It's the start of a story that could redefine the global energy balance for a generation. In the end, I want to ask all my friends watching to stay positive and patient, because patience truly is the key to success. Please subscribe to my channel and show your support. Wishing you all a wonderful day. Thank you so much.